I'm Tom Galvin, and this is Solo Sessions, where we feature, we showcase the works of singer-songwriters. We've had singer-songwriters from around the country. We're going homegrown tonight with two guys who I love their music, Frank Sorja and Doug Marr. They are in the OCD band, a real, and I don't know that that's a condition or just the name of their band, but they play great country rock music, and Frank is a fine songwriter. I'm so happy to have him on our show today. I'm going to do a song, and then I'm going to bring those two guys up to delight you for the next 45 minutes. They tossed me out of Gabriel Street. They told me I had lost my seat. Well, I ain't about to go down in defeat. You know they can't do that to me. I know it's better, Lord, it can't be worse to be living in the shadows when you haven't caught the curse. Don't need no doctor, but I wouldn't mind a nurse if she's got the stuff I need. 'Cause they tossed me out of Gabriel Street. They told me I had lost my seat. Well, I ain't about to go down in defeat. You know they can't do that to me. My baby left me for the dog catcher man. I said, now my baby left me for the dog catcher man. You heard me say, my baby left me for the dog catcher man. I guess we all catch what we can. 'Cause they tossed me out of Gabriel Street. They told me I had lost my seat. Well, I ain't about to go down in defeat. You know they can't do that to me. Said they can't do that to me. You know they can't do that to me. That was called Gabriel Street, one that I wrote. Now we're going to switch over to a fine songwriter. Frank and I have been in kind of parallel universes as songwriters in this area, but I have seen the OCD band and thoroughly enjoyed them, danced to them once, which is rare for me to dance, but I had to dance to their band. So ladies and gentlemen, across the universe, would you please welcome Doug Marr and our songwriter tonight, Frank Sorja, doubling up to do some of Frank's songs. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Well, you heard the intro. What are you starting with?
We're going to start off this evening with Histamyani. It's a song we wrote about our buttes out there. I was driving to a Rotary meeting one day, looked in my rearview mirror and saw the buttes and said, boy, that's a beautiful thing to see. And you always notice it when you're heading on your way home. So I sat down and wrote a song.
Great.
Here we go. Rising up from the valley,
mountains rising up from the valley. In the land where the rivers flow, well, you can't see it very far, but it is my morning star, calling me back to my mountain.
There we go. A little history on it.
Great, wonderful. We do live in a beautiful area. You captured it very well. We have the history of the Maidu tribe, and we have the rivers coming together, the Feather and the Yuba. So you captured a lot of the beauty of the area with that song. Is that a general theme of yours, Frank? Talking about the scenery that surrounds us?
I was pretty happy to live here, and it's funny how little songs just kind of pop up. You know, when driving around and things happen. The next song we're going to do is called "Push the River." I wrote this
Let's hear
song in '97 during the flood. I was working in the Office of Emergency Services, and came upon us that we realized there were a lot of people living out there in the inland sea, and that was not such a great place to live. The Maidu had the good sense to live up in the hills, and the white folks that came in the valley, and they lived in the valley and got flooded. So this is a song
What
about
year,
flood.
Frank, you want to refresh people's memory as to what year that was? The flood?
97.
97.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking it was the 97 flood, but it might have been the 86 flood too. I don't know. I'm getting old, Tom.
I think it was 97.
Yeah, I think it was
I'm
97.
asking for too much detail. I'm sorry. Go on. I'd love to hear the song.
Well, that is all of them.
This is really a story about people moving to California and living in the wrong spot. So here we go. Well, they came in 1849 and settled on the land with visions of great fortunes they could scoop up with their hands. Well, they settled in the valleys and they worked the mills and streams. They built hotels, saloons, and factories along the inland sea. And the rails from east to west they did across the northern plains. They drove natives to oblivion, never to rise again. Well, they killed a mighty buffalo named Destiny. Oh, you see, the west was falling to the inland sea. There was a wise man, he once told me, you can't push that river sun. Oh no, you can't push the record when that river wants to run. Hey, from mountains to rivers, we got them all.
Yeah. Powerful flood. You mentioned the flood of 55 as well. Yeah, we've had some disasters prior to my time here. How did you two meet? How did you two get together?
Rotary.
Yeah,
Rotary
okay.
One day, I think I was talking about playing guitar, and Doug said, "Well, I play guitar." We had what was it?
We had another fellow that was in a different Rotary club. He played the fiddle.
Yeah, Bill Tomes. He says, "Well, I play fiddle and mandolin." And then we met another guy, Dave Thomas. He said, "Well, I play bass guitar." We were all Rotarians, and we all got together, started playing music, and raising a little money, and giving it away to the school programs. And that was a lot of fun.
You're still active.
About 6 years.
It was going on 8 years, and we funded a lot of programs for kids' music programs, and to this day, we still will fund if a child needs an instrument and can't afford it, they can come talk to us. We'll help them out.
Excellent. So you're given, you not only entertain, but you support music and try to encourage it with younger people and in the community. So that's excellent.
Yeah.
I love
You know,
to see
one of the things
musicians.
I out of this I wouldn't have expected is we went to a lot of places I probably wouldn't have gone. Did a lot of things I wouldn't have done. You know, we were playing at least a couple of weekends a month for 7 years. You know, that gets you out there.
Yes, it does.
So we got one more I want to do here. This is a song that I wrote. I can't remember, years ago, but this was a period of time I was up going to Chico State. And my roommates and I went down to the Chico Theater, and we watched Easy Rider at the Chico Theater. And we came out of that after watching Easy Rider with profoundly moved by the experience. And looked at each other and said, "Man, we got to get out of school and go out and see America while it's still there." This was 1971. And we did. I quit school, was gone for 18 months, traveled around America, just had a blast. And this song is basically about different adventures on that trail. You know, we on the trail of Easy Rider. We were on a 2-year run. World's flattest dog. We run driving down the highway, and somebody run over a dog 1,000 times, and there must have been 20 cars stopped to look at the world's flattest dog. Gives you an idea what time it was. Hare Krishna with the Mardi Gras, and a lot of different experiences. Life in the Florida Keys. So anyway, story of a life well spent. We'll
All right.
see how this comes out. On the trail of Easy Rider, they were on a 2-year run in a $100 pound truck. They called Zachariah. 3 bozos from the West Coast on the road to find some fun, and the keys to an America that they heard of from someone. It was a blessing and a curse. It was a chapter and a verse. It was a story of a life well spent. Its flattest dog stopped us dead in our tracks. Crowds full can't look back. Here's just playing on the old 8-track. Oh, let the bells of a refuge take us through. Nothing still that steals and promises true. Just speak one thing and pray to God. Never thought we'd have to pay the It was a blessing and a curse. It was a chapter and a verse. It was a story of a life well spent. It was the Mardi Gras. Didn't see each other for days. Caught up in purple
blessing and a curse. It was a chapter and a verse. It was a story of a life well spent.
There was the Florida Keys, where you lose your keys. Every night's a Friday night, every day's a Saturday. On marathon, on fire song, one perpetual song, and you can sing along. It was a blessing and a curse. It was a chapter and a verse. It was a story of a life well spent. It was a blessing and a curse. It was a chapter and a verse. It was a story of a life well spent. Nobody couldn't be spent yet.
I love that one. I love the flow of that one. That's chapter and verse. Blessing and curse, chapter and verse. Great song, Frank. Good one. All good so far. You said you're going to do one more. I hope for many more. we got time for many more songs. So
the first time we did that song that I remember doing it was at a banquet over in the YubaSutterArts Veterans Hall, and during break we'd gone into the bathroom, and I was using the facilities, and there were two guys standing there, and they were talking to each other. And the guy says, "It's a blessing and a curse, a chapter and a verse, a story of a life well spent." Hey, all right.
Well, it's a good song. Really good song. Play another, please.
How about Sierra Ridge Rider?
Yeah. It's close in the S's.
Well, this is a tune that we wrote. Doug's a member of an organization called, what's it called?
Reno Sierra Rider.
Reno Sierra Rider. And they go on these massive trail rides up in the Sierras and making sure that all the trails that were originally opened by the mountain men remain open. And they get up there with their horses and go do ridiculous things at high altitudes and risking their lives and live.
Pack horses.
Pack horses. And we wrote this song. We go up and play for them. And it was wonderful. We always loved it. It was a great show. And they treated us really well, although we oftentimes froze to death. But
we actually had a guy up there that was kind of one of the senior guys, and he passed away. And so Frank wrote this song kind of about him, so to speak. So the group and his name was John.
And one final note, I got to play this song for Cotton Rosser. We were at a celebration in the city of Marysville, and Judy Mann walked by with Cotton Rosser, and he came over and we got to play this song for her. He says, "Well, that's a darn good little tune." So here we go. Endorsed by Cotton Rosser, Sierra Ridge Riders. Sierra Riders head down along the ridgeline trail. Their horses will be tested, some will pass and some will fail. They together they'll go riding on to the western sky. There's one more bridge they've got to cross before they die. Sierra Ridge Riders riding toward the sun. Will they ever reach that trail ahead when all the rambling's done? Ride on, ride on. They've got one more ridge they got to cross before the kingdom's done. Well, the mountain Indian blazed the trail back in 1821. And like Whitney, that first battery opened the west forever will run. Well, I made the way across the trail in 1849. Now the trail rides around that ridge just a moment lost in time. So Sierra Ridge Riders. Well, it wasn't our best Indian.
I hope Big John, wherever he is, appreciates what a fine song you wrote for him. That's a fine song. So, Frank, you and I both are trained as social workers. Doug, I'm not sure what your background is. Are you also in the human service field?
I was banking.
Okay.
Earned money.
Well, that's human services too. You know, we can't operate without it. Anyway, since you write the songs, Frank, is your experience in social work, working in all the areas that social workers work, does that inform your music at all? Have you ever written something related to the field?
You know, to some degree. In fact, I'm going to do a tune here that maybe kind of ties into that, Low Expectations. It's a tune about self-fulfilling prophecies, actually, for the social workers in the crowd. This was actually a song that I wrote for a gal that worked for me that had gotten divorced, and she kept expecting her divorced husband to change and become wonderful all of a sudden, you know. And I said, you know, honey, you just got to quit living. He's not going to live up to your low expectations. It's just not going to work. So I wrote this little song called "Living Up to Your Low Expectations," which I think isn't that the world of self-fulfilling prophecies and labeling theory and that kind of way it works.
Yeah, we deal with a lot of that, don't we?
It's a silly little song. What can I say? Well, I'm living up to your low expectations.
I'm everything you thought that I could be. I'm a rascal, I'm a scoundrel, I'm a villain, I'm no saint. I'm the last thing that you wanted, and it's driving you insane. Because I'm living up to your low expectations. I'm everything you thought that I could be. I'm a two-time womanizer, I'm a drunk and I'm a miser. There ain't a single thing about me that you can call quality. Because I'm living up to my own definition. I'm everything I ever wanted to be. I'm a captain, I'm a sailor, I'm a shifting of the wind. I'll be halfway home on Sunday, I'll be welcome to the end. 'Cause I'm living up to your low expectations. I'm everything you thought that I could be. I'm a rascal, I'm a scoundrel, I'm a villain, I'm no saint. I'm the last thing that you wanted, and it's driving you insane. And now I'm living up to your low expectations. I'm everything you thought that I could be. I'm a two-time womanizer, I'm a drunk and I'm a miser. There ain't a single thing about me that you can call quality.
All right. You don't want to set that bar.
Oh, there's so many mismatches in marriages, aren't there? It's
Right next to me.
I still do some marital therapy, and I always blame the man.
Yeah, it's always their fault.
It's all their fault.
It's always a
Where are we at with
Anyway,
time here?
Frank, you're a poet, genuinely a poet and a storyteller in your songs.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so I'm guessing
yeah,
you
I think those ballads and storytelling is that's a fun way to go.
Yeah, I think so too. We could have done. I gave you the option of I would interview you between songs, or you guys could just do a full set. And clearly, I think I'm extra baggage because you've got just a boatload of really good songs here. I was kind of hoping that maybe, and I didn't give you a heads up on this. I know you and I share a fondness for the music of John Stewart, and I don't know if you two have worked out anything that John Stewart wrote, but I'm just going to make that suggestion and then turn it back over to you to do whatever you want.
Well,
Take it away
we
and
do
tell
have
us
a
about your
John
next
Stewart
song.
we were playing the other day, and Chilly Winds.
There you go, one of my favorites.
Going to find a true love.
John Stewart was a singer-songwriter who emanated from the Kingston Trio and wrote some great songs for them and had some hits on his own, but was a credible, was a very ethical, responsible songwriter who walked the walk. And so Chili Winds is one of his early songs. It's a great song, and I'm sure Frank and Brad are going to do a great job with it.
Well, I had a fondness for John Stewart ever since California Bloodlines, and I think it was I can't hold it on the road when you're sitting right beside me and I'm drunk out of my mind. That was the first that got me. I think it was.
Yeah. Great song.
Well, I can't hold it on the road when you're sitting right beside me and I'm drunk out of my mind. You know that song? That was always one of my favorites. But we're going to do Chili Winds now.
Oh, Chili Winds.
I just work here.
I can't hear you. Oh, yeah. You know, I didn't bring all my stuff with me. I don't think.
No worries.
You've got that black bark.
And so I just wanted to say,
Let's do Black Bark.
Frank, I wanted to mention, I did a homage to John Stewart when one of my performers canceled at the last moment. And I just had it in the works. I wanted to do it one day to take his songs and to do the best job I could with them. That is still up there on YouTube someplace under YubaSutterArts. But yeah, I really worked on that because I had such a high degree of respect for that songwriter. And just anybody that doesn't know about John Stewart, I hope this can be another way you singing Chili Winds that people will follow up on him. I also want to say one more thing. There's a few little breaks and pauses in the presentation. We can't provide the greatest sound system on solo sessions, but these are great songs, performed very well. I don't think we're giving them the due that they deserve, but I hope anybody that watches this, because this will be going on down the road on YouTube for quite a while down the road, just realize that you're hearing quality songs, and these guys play around occasionally. So let this be an introduction to their music, and go support the OCD band wherever you see Doug and Frank playing. And now I'll get off and leave the next song to you, and I hope it's Chili Winds.
We're going to do one before that.
We're going to do one before Chili Winds, and then we'll pop into Chili. We're going to do Legends of Black Bark. we have local historians, because Black Bart is apparently buried in the local cemetery. And I wrote this song. We were doing it from one of the Yuba Marysville Foundation days. And I wrote the song, and originally I said Black Bart was an outlaw. He had a silver gun. And then after I did a little research on Black Bart, I found out that he really never shot his gun. He was more of a poet. So we changed it. Instead of he had a silver gun, he had a silver tongue. And we proceeded from there. The Legend of Black Bart.
Black Bart was an outlaw, he had a silver tongue. He robbed the stage from Marysville on the rough and ready run. He charmed that poor stage driver and he took off with the gold. Now he's looking for a place to hide, or so the story goes. You got to run, Bart, run, grab his action and your gun. You just settle up and get on out of town. The miners know just where to go, and that's no way to grow old. They got a rope when you're wanted, up and hanging down. Now Black Bart was an Englishman, he was loyal to the crown. He came from California, going round all out the ground. Well, he found that mighty miners was more his cup of tea. But on stages of their gold, they waited a little long and free. You got to run, Bart, run, grab your reception and your gun. You just saddle up and get on out of town. The miners know just where to go, know where you go. You got a rope every morning up in hanging town. They got a rope every morning up in hanging town.
We go visit him in Marysville Cemetery.
I think it's good to have a famous person representing our town, don't you, Frank?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because he happens to be an outlaw, you know, take what you can get. But he was a poet, apparently. And so, yeah, thank you for singing about him, because we should ballyhoo the fact that Black Bart has a history right here in Marysville. He used to hang out at the brothel down the street at the end of D Street where I live. He would hang out there and apparently seek the comfort of the women of the evening. And there's a lot of stories about Black Bart.
In Marysville at the time.
Pardon me?
It was a thriving industry in Marysville at the time.
Yes, it was. From what I
It was a thriving
understand.
industry really well into the 60s.
All right, maybe John now?
Okay, chilly winds.
Why not? We could stand some.
We would like a little chilly wind right now.
I think we were playing this song one time. The wind was blowing so hard, Doug had to hold his music stand down with his foot. Crazy.
It was breezy.
Mary's.
Oh, I'm going where them chilly winds don't blow. Gonna find true love.
That's where I want to go.
Out where them chilly winds don't
Don't
blow.
blow.
I'm leaving in springtime. I won't be back
Till fall.
And if I can forget you,
I might not come back at all.
out where those chilly winds don't
Don't
blow.
blow.
I wish I were a headlight on a westbound train.
Shine
I'd shine a light on
through Colorado rain.
out where them chilly winds don't
Don't
blow.
blow.
Oh, I'm going where them chilly winds
Don't
don't
blow.
blow. Gonna
Gonna
find
find
true
true
love.
love. That's where I want to go.
Out where them chilly winds
Don't
don't
blow.
sing a song.
I sing it soft and low. I sing it for you, baby, and then I have to go.
Out
Where those chilly winds don't blow. Oh, I'm going where those chilly winds don't blow. I'm gonna find true love. That's where I want to go.
out
Where them chilly winds don't blow.
out
Where those chilly winds don't blow.
out
Where those chilly winds don't blow.
Yeah, we're a little loose on that one.
Do you remember the first time you heard those songs? Do you remember the first time you heard those Kingston Trio songs?
Say that again, Tom?
Do you remember the first time you heard that song?
Oh yeah. I was a youngin.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an old one.
Yeah, that was probably in the mid '70s. and right after California Bloodlines.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent songwriter. And let's go back to your stuff now.
We want to do one more that was done by Bill Tomes.
Okay.
Bill was a fiddle player for a long time.
Yeah.
It's country music, man, and it's just a good song, And what the heck?
You want to capo it?
We'll capo it up a little bit here.
I just happen to have one.
Is Bill still with you guys?
No,
He
he's
moved to
back.
Nebraska.
He moved to Nebraska.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's back there taking care of his dad.
My music partner was Steve Miller, who was an editor of the Appeal, and we were doing some things around town together. And he moved to Nebraska. So, what is it about Nebraska taking these?
Sean, guy that flies the SR-71, he said he flew over Nebraska at 3,800 miles an hour, and he said that's the best way to see Nebraska.
Yeah, there ain't much out there.
A lot of corn.
Well, there's the Platte River, but and there's Steve Miller and Tom, or Mr. Tom. So let's hear it.
Okay, here we go. Country Music Man by Bill Tomes. This is always a lot better if Bill was here playing his fiddle.
Bill had his fiddle.
If I miss his fiddle, I want to cry when I don't hear it anymore. The bus pulled out of Memphis, and he recalled his days when he played that gauge in Nashville, and he drank it all away. Honky tonks and dive bars, he played anywhere he can, living out that tragic life of a country music man. Played some Hank Williams or Willie Wayland song. Play that country music and play it all night long. He's a country music man. Got his guitar in his hand. Yeah, he's a country music man. He started playing guitar when the age of 13. He listened to the radio and then he closed his eyes and dreamed. He bounced around the barroom and he played out in the street, dragging himself back to the point where he walked away his dream. Playing some Hank Williams or Willie Wayland song. Play that country music and play it all night long. He's a country music man. Got his guitar in his hand. Yeah, he's a country music man. Wound up in a fight. A broken bottle slashed his hand, and then he never could play right. Defeated, he left Nashville, headed back to his hometown, and that's how that country singer became a living country song. He played us some Hank Williams or Willie Wayland song. Play that country music and we played it all night long. He's a country music man with his guitar in his hand. He was a country music man.
That was a good song that seemed to me like a folk song about a country
Well, yes.
man.
Yeah, the ballad of the country music man, how he spiraled his life down into the depths of debauchery. Well, I think that's our time, isn't it?
Do you have a couple more you could do? Just one more you could do. If that would be great.
Do you have Arlington?
I'm enjoying your music, and as I said, we're not giving you the best quality sound possible, but I hope a few people are listening to the movement of these songs, the melodies, the lyrics, and realizing we've got a great songwriter in town. And I hope a few people know about you that didn't know about you before this show. So yeah, can you do another one?
Yes.
Well, I'd like to do one. It's by Tom Russell. It's called Blue.
Yeah, I
Wing.
like Tom Russell. Can you do two
And
more?
The reason I want to do it is I think it's one of the best songs ever written. It's just something about it. You go through this for ballads, This song, it just makes sense, and it fits together. And there's that the chorus is just touching, It just grabs you. So, and it's a simple song, It doesn't take a lot, but
I would ask you to do. Excuse
first
me.
time we
Peter,
did
I
this
would ask.
song in public, we were doing one of the strolls on Plymouth Street. We were across the street from a tattoo parlor. And this whole thing kind of about a blue wing looks like a tattoo. And the folks at the tattoo parlor said, "While we're here, if you guys want to come over, we'll give free blue wing tattoos." No one took them up on it, but we thought it was kind of fun.
Frank, why don't you do that, and then follow up with one more of your originals, and then I'm going to wrap up with a song of mine, if that's okay with you.
Okay, you got a deal.
Okay.
Okay. You ready? Well, he had a blue wing tattoo on his shoulder. Well, it might have been a bluebird, I don't know. But he gets stone drunk and talked about Alaska. 7 boats and 45 below. He said he got that blue wing up in the wall of love. So there was a little bit of the job. He was once a great blues singer. When Billy wrote himself a song, said it's dark in here, can't see the sky. But if I look at this blue wing and I close my eyes and I fly away beyond these walls. Beyond these walls, up above.
when the rain don't fall on a poor man's grave.
Well, he drank his way to LA, and that is where he died. No one knew his Christian name, and there was no one there to cry. But I dreamt there was a funeral, a preacher and an old pine box, and halfway through that sermon, the way he began to talk. Said it's dark in here, can't see the sky, but as I look at this blue wing, it goes my eyes, and I fly away, feeling on the wings warm, up above the clouds, when the rain don't fall on a poor man's grave. Yeah, on a poor man's grave.
So jump into one last song if you would, and
Let's see.
then
What do we got here?
we're
What do
going
we
to
got?
wrap it up with one of mine.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna figure out what one we got here.
Bodie, that's Bill Thompson.
Love the Tom Russell song. That's a good one.
Let's see.
Want to do Bodie?
You know, I didn't bring a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, you pick it then.
OCD band playing out anywhere soon?
We're kind of waiting to see if this COVID thing's ever going to run out of gas.
There you go. Well,
It's hard to get
wise.
people, they're coming back together, then it's raising its ugly head again. So it's
Yeah, I know.
hard
I know.
to get events to go to.
Well,
We still get together and terrorize the neighborhood every once in a while, but we haven't had much functions with it.
well, we're glad you two got together for this show. And
Do you have faded photographs?
I do. I'll give it to you.
All right. Well,
I might not help you on it because I haven't played it in a long time.
this is what we don't usually do together. When my mother passed away, which is one of the horrible things about getting older, you know, as you become an adult, you come up with these responsibilities like your parents passing on. Well, my father passed away, and 15 years later, my mom passed away. She'd been living in her home, had developed Alzheimer's. So we're out going through her house. You know, my mother lived through the Depression, and everything in her house was absolutely spotless. But everything was, every closet, every door, every drawer, every cupboard was stuffed with stuff. Okay.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
And and one of the things I did find was a box. There was a box that was filled with letters, and the letters were letters that my dad was a sailor, and during the war, my dad would write my mom twice a week, and my mom kept those letters, and there they were in this box, cataloged with these red and white striped airmail, you know, the letters on them from all over the world. And anyway, it was, I picked one of them out and tried to read it, and I was crying. I didn't get halfway through it. I was bawling like a baby. But the last thing I read in that was my dad telling my mom to get the oil changed on her Mercury and have him clean the plugs. He was probably in Korea someplace, God knows. But he's on a destroyer, and he said, "You're gonna have the oil changed on the Mercury bush and have him clean the plugs." Anyway, your faded photographs. It's kind of a sad little tune. Faded photographs and letters, tied with ribbon bound with twine, in a box up in the air, far beyond the hands of time. Well, I found them just the other day, and I looked inside to see what I found inside those letters was the man I hoped to be. My daddy was the man I hoped to be. Well, he loved us all with all his heart for all eternity. Simple lines upon a faded page, but it set the course for me. Yeah, my daddy was the man I hoped to be. Yeah, my daddy was Thanks, Dad.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. We have just enough time for me to follow up with one of my songs to end the night. So appreciative of you being on the show today. Wonderful songs, great music. Thank you so much. If you
Thanks
wanna
for the
hang around,
opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for the
yeah,
invite.
well, my pleasure. Distinctly my pleasure. I'm going to do one more song, end the night, and we'll be back next month with a woman from Seattle named Lisa Dilk, a wonderful songwriter. Thanks, gentlemen. And let's remember to vote in 22. We got a lot at stake. So you want to take back the culture, and you think we're in the end times, and you see abominations, and you see a world full of crimes. But I see a man stumbling in the alley, and I see someone else help him out. And I see them stand in the light of the day, and I know that's what the Spirit's all about. And we got to feed the hungry, we got to clothe the poor. You say you know the will of Jesus, whom do you presume to speak for? You see sinners on every sidewalk, behind every bedroom door. But the sin, my friend, is if in the end we didn't feed the hungry, clothe the poor. We got a culture war upon us. We're splitting Christ right down the seams. Hasn't he been kicked around enough to get him all caught up in his art schemes? And if you tell me who I have to hate, I'll fight you all of the way. But if we can find some common ground, well, let's kneel right down on it and pray. We got to love our neighbors just as we love ourselves. We got to do that way before we judge somebody else. We got to love one another. We got to live and let live. How can you say, God forgive me, if there's someone you forgot to forgive? We got to feed the hungry. We got to clothe the poor. You say you know the will of Jesus, whom do you presume to speak for? You see sinners on every sidewalk, behind every bedroom door. But the sin, my friend, is if in the end we didn't feed the hungry and clothe the poor. We got to go. Thank you. Come back with us next week for Lisa Dilk. Thank you very much to Frank and Doug, OCD Band. See you next time.